Hello everyone, and welcome to our tutorial today with the Putnam County District Library. I'm Addie, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how to spot a scam. I'm going to begin with my usual disclaimer. Even if you follow all the tips that I'm giving you in this video and in my other videos, this is no guarantee that you won't get scammed or hacked. We are all incurring the risk of being scammed or being hacked by using the internet. It is the risk inherent in that use. Therefore, caution is always recommended in all online activity. The information that I'm giving you today comes from the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission website, and I'm going to include a link to that website at the end of the video if you want to explore this topic further. I definitely encourage you to do so. So what is the most obvious tip-off that the company contacting you is a scam? How they want you to pay. The method of payment that they ask for is a huge indication as to whether it is legitimate or not. The following list is a list of common scams. If a company or organization informs you that you owe them money and they ask you to do any of the following: pay by putting money on a gift card and then either sending the gift card to an address or giving them the number on the back of the gift card via phone, email, etc. So that's number one, pay by gift card. Number two would be to receive a check, then deposit the check, and then send them the cash money. The check will turn out to be a fake, and eventually you'll be responsible for it at the bank. So that's number two, receive and deposit a check that turns out to be fake. Send money, number three, send money through a money transfer company like Western Union or MoneyGram. So that's number three. That's a big one. If anybody says, oh, you must pay via Western Union or MoneyGram, your hackles should go up. That is probably a scam. The fourth and final one is, and this one's probably a little bit newer, obviously, than the others. It is to buy cryptocurrency and then use a QR code to send it to an address. So basically, they're going to have you buy cryptocurrency, which is like online money, and then send them that through a QR code, and then they would basically take that cryptocurrency and pull it out of a bank and get real money. These are all scams. Do not fall for any of them. Okay, we talked about in other videos that scammers will give you a story that convinces you that you need to pay them for one thing or another. So there are several that I'm going to list now for you. The first story is the fake check scam. The fake check scam, where you have won a prize and you need to wire money back to them in order to cover the taxes and fees. This is a scam. The mystery shopping scam. It's part of an assignment to evaluate a wire transfer service. Okay, so you are taking part in a mystery shopping experience that is evaluating a wire transfer service, and you have to pay money for that somehow. That's a scam. A job scam. You got a job that you applied for, and they send you a check to buy supplies, but then they ask you to wire back part of the money. And usually they'll give you, it's another fake check in the first place for your, for your supplies, and then they get your real money for their fake check. Okay, this is a scam. Scams. So they'll strike up a relationship online, build trust with you over time, and then make up an emergency story. Usually a family member or something is in trouble. They make up an emergency story and ask for money. Often this happens through Instagram or Facebook. So a romance scam. It is still a scam. Speaking of the family emergency, this is a big one, or used to be. The family emergency scam. Someone pretends to be a relative of yours in trouble, and they ask you to wire money to help them. And they often ask you not to tell anyone about it. That is extra devious. So they want you to keep it a secret after you wired your family member money. It's a scam. Last but not least, We have the apartment rental or the vacation rental scams. When I used to live in South Carolina, I would see this a lot. When people were looking for new places to live, there would be this would happen. So somebody posts an ad for an apartment or a house with rent that is incredibly low. So of course you contact them and they tell you that you need to wire money to cover some cost, usually a security deposit or something like that. There's no apartment. They've usually taken another rental ad, say on Craigslist, and copied all of the photos and everything, and then made a new one and put the cost really low and then scam people by asking for some kind of money. So it can happen either with an apartment or house rental, like for a year's rental, or it'll even happen with a vacation rental. So like for a week, if you're just looking to go down to the beach or something, this is a tactic that they'll use. So the apartment or the vacation rental scam. So those are all the common ones that the FTC gave. I'm sure there are others. So just keep your eye out. If somebody says you need to wire me money or we'll send you a check and you need to send me money back somehow, it's a scam. So a note on wire transfers. Scammers are aware of the benefits of convincing you to wire money. It's hard to get your money back once it's sent. They can pick up the money anywhere that company has a location, and it's very difficult to track who actually picked the money up. Do not wire money to someone who is trying to sell you something over the phone, to someone you don't know, to someone who pretends to work for the IRS or a well-known company who pressures you into feeling as though there's a time limit. You have to fix the problem quickly. Or don't send money, don't send a wire transfer to someone who claims that a wire transfer is the only possible way to pay for something. If somebody says, well, you can only pay me via MoneyGram, then that's probably a scam. Don't do it. Also, it's interesting to note that it is illegal for telemarketers to ask you to pay with a wire transfer like MoneyGram or Western Union. So if a telemarketer asks you to pay with a wire transfer, you should report them to the FTC because that is actually illegal. So I've discussed in previous videos some of the other stories that scammers have successfully used to manipulate people into paying them money. If you haven't watched those other videos, they're available on the library's Facebook page and on our YouTube page. I would definitely recommend watching them. There's some other really good tips in there, just general knowledge on how to protect yourself so that you're aware of some of the common tactics that scammers use. Bottom line, even if it's someone pretending to be a family member in an emergency or a time-sensitive alert from what appears to be a government agency, take a deep breath, follow the steps I mentioned in my other videos in order to prevent future harm and to protect yourself. So what if you've already wired money to a scammer? What if you're watching this post-wiring? If you've sent money through MoneyGram or Western Union or a similar company, you can contact the company immediately and inform them of the fraudulent transfer. You can ask them to reverse the transfer. They may. The FTC has further contact info for these companies on their website. If you sent the wire transfer through your bank, you can contact your bank and report the fraudulent transfer and ask them if they can reverse it. If a scammer has asked you to wire money, you can report it to the FTC at reportfraud.ftc.gov. So I hope these tips help you out, make you a little bit more aware and wary of some of the requests that we receive from random people all over the internet, via the phone, via email, however they try to reach out. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions or need help with any of this, you can always make an appointment at the library to come in and see one of us who do the tech help, and we would be happy to assist you in whatever way we can. Okay, thank you for watching. Goodbye.